Hello and welcome to Wilderness Days. Today, our focus will be a tiger, but not just any tiger. It's a very unusual tiger which walked out of its forest home and started living in a village just 19 kilometers from Lucknow, the capital of Uttar Pradesh. A very un-tiger-like behavior, one must say.
You will have to squint your eyes to spot Rehman Kheda on the map of Uttar Pradesh. It's a small, sleepy little village on the outskirts of Lucknow. Of course, there is this huge complex of the Central Institute for Subtropical Horticulture nearby, which gives some semblance of identity to Rehman Kheda. But suddenly, one fine morning in the January of 2012, Rehman Kheda and the Central Institute shot to public attention. A wild tiger decided to arrive and make itself comfortable in the area. It's not every day that a tiger walks into habitation and starts living there. And that too so close to the political jungle of India's most populous state. To be fair to the tiger, it has behaved exactly like the way the famous hunter and conservationist Jim Corbett envisioned it decades ago. A perfect gentleman. So far, this particular tiger has not harmed a single human being or created any scare of any kind. In fact, the people of Rehman Kheda and some dozen-odd villages in the vicinity seem to be of similar temperament. They do not mind the tiger in their midst. Initially, there were doubts about the existence of the tiger.
फिलहाल हमने देखा तो है नहीं इसको आज तक और ये बता रहे हैं मीडिया वाले लोग और ये वन विभाग वाले बता रहे हैं सब कुछ इसके अंदर है हम गांव वाले ने किसी नहीं देखा आज तक हमारे गांव
But on the morning of January 18, it was finally spotted by the people of Rehman Kheda. The night before, they heard it roaring outside the village.
लगभग 1 घंटे पहले अभी गांव वालों ने और हमने भी दहाड़ सुनी है, दहाड़ते हुए भी सुना गया है। ये गांव के करीब में एक थोड़ी दूर पे जंगल है ना, तो हम लोग थोड़ा बाहर थे और उसी समय जो है शेर की दहाड़ सुनाई दी और दहाड़ सुनते ही वहाँ के बंदर और सियार बाकी अन्य जीव जो है इधर उधर दौड़ने लगे। 2 बार दहाड़ सुनाई दी।
दहशत बहुत बढ़ी हुई है, आज करीब 8-10 दिन से बढ़ी हुई है, अब तो और ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है। अब तो घर से निकलना भी बच्चों का और औरतों का लैट्रिन पैखाना वगैरह भी अब परेशानी होना शुरू हो जाएगी। और ये सब देख के सबने सरियों 3-4 गाँव का मसला है, सबने आंखों से देखा, देखने के बाद में अब कहाँ पे औरतें आदमी तो नहीं निकलेंगे।
अभी टाइगर देखा, हम लोगों ने मालूम हुआ कि टाइगर आया हुआ है, तो उसके बाद बाइक उठा के मोटरसाइकिल से यहाँ पे आए। उसके बाद में रेलवे ट्रैक क्रॉस कर रहा था, यहाँ पे हम लोग सब साथी में थे। पूरी तरीके से करीब 10-20 लोगों ने 50 लोगों ने देखा।
The tiger, it was discovered subsequently, would spend the day in the Central Institute complex. Hundreds of mango trees, bushes and a large patch of grassland within the complex gave ample hiding space to the tiger. At night, however, the tiger would come out of the complex and visit Rehman Kheda and other villages. Its pug marks, spread all over the fields, unmistakably revealed its lonely journeys. Meanwhile, the forest authorities of Uttar Pradesh initiated efforts to nab the wayward tiger. It's true, the big cat has not harmed a human so far, but it's prudent not to take chances.
कि टाइगर के आने से जो है गांव के लोगों में थोड़ा सा पैनिक तो है, लेकिन जो टाइगर की एक्टिविटी रही है अब तक इस 1 महीने के भीतर, उसने जो है किसी भी जो है ह्यूमन बीइंग को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाया है। हम लोग चाह रहे हैं कि जितनी जल्दी हो सके ट्रैंकुलाइज करके और उसको ट्रैप करके और रेडियो कॉलरिंग करके इसको जो है पुनः लखीमपुर खीरी के जंगलों में इसको छोड़ दिया जाए।
Please don't go away. We will come back and resume our tiger story.
Traps such as these were set up at 3 places within the sprawling campus of the Central Institute. Even goats were put up as baits, but all to no avail. The CCTV footage, such as this crab, shows that the tiger is hugely enjoying the hospitality being offered to it. It killed and ate all the goats, but decided to stay away from the traps. Now, who says tigers are not smart? The big question is, where did this tiger come from? Dudhwa National Park or the forests of Pilibhit region come naturally to mind. But what is not clear is why it chose Rehman Kheda. According to some officials, the tiger could have lost its territory to a challenger and hence was forced to move out and find a new territory. Whatever the reasons for the tiger's sudden appearance and its obvious reluctance to leave the area, the Forest Department has mounted efforts to nab it. A team from the Dehradun-based Wildlife Institute of India is assisting the UP Forest Department. It even got this tranquilizing gun for the forest staff. But the tiger chose not to come within its range. A few kilometers from Rehman Kheda is this picturesque place where a large group of people gather every other day. And like the villagers, even these regular worshippers do not seem much bothered about the tiger. When neither the traps nor the tranquilizing guns work, what does one do? Of course, bring in the elephant. And here it is, brought specially from Tutua to keep an eye on the tiger's movement. But the wily tiger proved more than a match for the trained but docile elephant. Meanwhile, life goes on as normal in Rehman Kheda.
Well, all good things come to an end. One day, the tiger of Rehman Kheda also got a jolt when he was least prepared for it.
By April 2012, the tiger was more or less accepted as a bona fide resident of Rehman Kheda. And then, one afternoon, it was caught. As simple as that, the capture was as sudden as its arrival on the scene. The very suddenness of the event took everyone by surprise. The residents of Rehman Kheda, who had more or less come to terms with the presence of the tiger amongst them, did not know how to react. As it turned out, the tiger made a slip. Probably he too had become a bit too smug by the easy life it had begun to live around Rehman Kheda. On 25th April, he fell into one of the traps set for him. On hindsight, the capture may look easy, but it took the forest staff and a number of tiger experts more than 100 days to bag the tiger. It seems that the last-minute efforts of a tiger expert from Lucknow, Wajid Ali, paid off finally. It was he who managed to lure the tiger into this cage.
Actually, the animal living in the area which is not the tiger area or habitat and surrounded by full of human populations. So there is chances that animal may come in contact or accident may be with the man or animals. If it come in contact or accidentally with the animal, or if human being, it may cause damage to human being, as well as this animal may get hurt or damaged by the human. So in the interest of this animal, as well as in the interest of the population, we have decided to rescue this animal from this trade area to the area where it can live in a natural environment, because it was both important for the human being, as one life of human being is precious. At the same time, every tiger in this world is precious. So with the effort of our team, it was tranquilized nearly at 6 o'clock and started journey after 10 o'clock, reached here at 7 o'clock.
But now, the big question arose. What to do with the tiger which had become so used to human presence around him? Should it be confined to a zoo? Or does it deserve a fresh lease of freedom? After about a day's deliberations, the forest officials of Uttar Pradesh decided to give the tiger another chance. And so, on the morning of 27th of April, the truck carrying the tiger reached this spot at the Doordarshan National Park. Some 250 kilometers from Lucknow, situated in the Terai belt of Uttar Pradesh, Doordarshan already holds a sizable number of tigers. It would be a perfect place for him to start life afresh, the officials reasoned. According to the field director of Doordarshan National Park, Mr. Shailesh Prasad, the tiger had in all probability strayed from Doordarshan itself.
हुआ ये कि जब मैं शुरू में आया तो वो उस टाइगर की आदत थी, वो रात में ही हंट करता था, 2 बजे तक निकल जाता था। तो हमने प्लान किया कि उसको दिन में मतलब सुबह शिकार करना सिखाएं कि हम उसको ट्रंकलाइज कर सकें, लेकिन वो भी काम नहीं कर पाया। वो रात में आता, दिन सुबह आया ही नहीं और 2-3 दिन हो गए वेट किया, मगर वो टाइगर मिला नहीं। तो हम लोगों ने एक सूटेबल, जिस पैच में वो डेली आता था, जिसका एक पैच था जहाँ से वो अपने लिए खाना ढूंढता हुआ निकलता था, तो वहाँ उसके बगल में एक शीशम का पैच था। उसका हम लोगों ने 1 हफ्ता कम से कम पानी लगाया। पानी लगाने के बाद उसमें गड्ढे लगाए, नान लगाई भैंस की, जिसमें भैंस पानी पीती है 2 जगह, कि वो पानी पिए, खाना खाए, पानी पिए और थोड़ा आराम करे, ठंडा मिल जाएगा उसको। पहले दिन वो आया नहीं और दूसरे दिन रात में उसने करीब 9 बजे किल किया और सुबह आके उसने 15-20 किलो मीट खाया। और दूसरे दिन हम लोग उसको जब कॉम करने गए तो हमें मिला नहीं। फिर हमने सोचा कि इस बेट को हम लोग छुएंगे नहीं, और नेक्स्ट डे मॉर्निंग में जब हम लोग ट्रैक लेंगे तो हमें उसमें मिल गया। जिस प्लान से हम लोग चल रहे थे कि तो 2 तरफ वाइट पर्दा लगा दो और 1 तरफ कवर लगा दो। वाइट पर्दे से ये होता है कि वो थोड़ा सा साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर है, जब वो ऊपर चढ़ता है तो रोशनी से दूर भागता है और थोड़ा सा अंधेरी की तरफ चलता है। तो वो प्लान हमारा काम कर गया। वो उसी में जाके अंदर बैठ गया और हमारे टीम ने मिल के उसको घेर के ट्रंकलाइज कर लिया। और वो आइडिया हमारा बहुत अच्छा निकला कि एक बड़ी बेट टाइगर को रोक के रखती है और टाइगर उसके लिए लड़ता है, और उसने वैसा ही किया जैसा एक टाइगर बिहेव करता है।
Interestingly, the tiger's release in Doordarshan was anything but a smooth affair. When it was brought to this patch of the stretch, it seemed reluctant to leave the truck. Maybe it was the tranquilization or the memories of an easy life in Rehman Kheda which played on its mind. For a full 40 minutes, it kept peering at the jungle. And then it came out rather warily. Reluctantly, unsurely, but finally stumbled out into his freedom. It was obvious the effect of the tranquilization had still not worn off. Even during the next 2 hours, it could not make up its mind and would repeatedly return to the truck. Finally, the tiger of Rehman Kheda, this is how it had become popular in the media, took the decision. It realized the human civilization was not for him, and it returned to the jungle from where it had come.